Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. In today's video, really excited to be showing you guys some of the progress we've been making with our under table layout space here in the Lego room. And with that, we are starting to put in place what will be the foundation for the new Winter Village display area. Really excited about that. It's going to be nice to have the Winter Village up and running in our layout here. As you guys know, still hard at work on the upper layout. Really been happy with it. Lots of work that we still have planned up here, but really excited to be adding all of this additional space underneath the layout where we can have additional trains running and additional space to display and show off not only our trains, but other parts of our Lego collection that we haven't been able to display in the upper part of the layout. And that includes the Winter Village, which we have a number of buildings around on shelves for in the, around on display on shelves here in the Lego room. But we've also got a number of unbuilt ones because we just haven't really had a good place to put them. And that's all about to change. So let's take a closer look at where the Winter Village is going to be going. So this is the future home of our Winter Village. It's over by our Acro MILS containers and underneath where we have the Eiffel Tower and some of our other train buildings at this end of the layout. Most of the 2x4 bracing is in, a little bit more to add, and then we can start to finish off the upper layer, the plywood that's going to go over the 2x4s and provide our surface for building on here. I'm roughly estimating between 63 and 70 base plates will make up this. I guess it'd be between 63 and 72 base plates will make up this section of the layout over here. My plan is to run both R120 and R104 curves around this portion of the layout, and it will then have a switch over here, which will come across this little bridging section here, which will be roughly 3 base plates by 3 base plates. And then it will connect in with our small T-junction over here to the rest of the under table layout. Really excited about that. It should be cool. It'll give us a nice chunk of real estate to run trains around the Winter Village loop over here, but they're still going to have access to the rest of the layout. And if we wanted, we could even have, trains entering from the rest of the layout here, making the loop around and then potentially exiting back out into the rest of the layout. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how, feasible that is, but I think it would be cool. And, I think it's a good target to shoot for as we are building out this part of the layout here. Now, the goal for all of the modules underneath the main layout here on this lower level, the goal is for them all to be MILS modules, just the same as we have been doing on the upper layout. With that, in the Winter Village, I'm aiming for, as much as possible white plate usage across the MILS modules. We've already got a nice stack of MILS modules ready to go that are using the white tiles. So we'll leverage these. I've also got some more white plate ready to go as soon as we get more of the 2x2s and the 1x4 Technic pieces that we use around the perimeter of the MILS modules and that we use underneath the plates in the module itself. So we've got a lot of these white MILS modules that will become the foundation for both the corner modules as well as all the buildings that will make up the winter village. Now, when it comes to the buildings and various scenes that are going to be on the MILS modules in the winter village, we're going to be leveraging our awesome winter village sets from over the years. We're going to be mounting those onto MILS modules. When it comes to the Home Alone house, we'll get that finished off and mounted onto modules as well. And like I said, we've got a number of Winter Village buildings that haven't been built yet, some that are in pieces from when we moved. So we'll be working on getting all of those put back together and mounted onto modules so that they can easily be displayed inside the village. And also just to give us an easier way to move these all around, you know, sort of build them up and add different scenes around the space in the winter village, which I think should be really cool. Now, one of the more custom buildings that I'm looking to put together for this underneath table layout for the winter village, we're going to work on a variation of the old train shed. This was a Bricklink designer program set that we put together, and I've got some ideas about how I might translate that into more of a winter themed version of this building, which I think could be pretty cool. I've seen there's at least one person online who I've seen who has a similar sort of style for their winter village train shed. So we'll see how it turns out. Try to gain some inspiration from what others have done, but I think this could be a really cool building to have in the lower layout. And then, you know, obviously really excited about being able to have a layout where we can have our North Pole Railroad train cars more permanently set up and, you know, on display as well as able to run. So we'll be moving those down there as their, you know, sort of more permanent home throughout the year, which I think will be nice. The loop down there should give us a nice chunk of space to run them around. And like I said, I'd like it so that the trains on the Winter Village portion of the layout there can move off and access the rest of the lower region of the layout there. So actually moving out and around ultimately the entire lower space. So the lower space should span you know, the entire underneath part of the upper layout here. So quite a bit of track, basically a very similar footprint to what we have up top here. But, you know, that corner section over there will be focused on the winter village, and then there'll be a lot more industry and various other types of modules, a lot of different track modules that I'm planning on building out. Should be really cool. So it'll be nice to have, you know, both a focused area for the North Pole Railroad cars to live, but still a nice big footprint that they can cover and run around when we choose to. So looking forward to that. So next big steps really are to finish the framework here. I'll be finishing moving out the bins and containers under there. We'll finish the framework and then get everything covered in plywood so that we can start to get all of our MILS modules into place. The couple things that I'm going to be looking at. One, there are a few leg supports for the upper table that kind of awkwardly intrude into the buildable space down here. Might look at cutting out a few select pieces of those supports just to make sure that we can run trains and MILS modules right up to the edge underneath here. So that'll be one thing that I look at doing there. I also need to place a big Trix Bricks order. I would like I said, I need 4 corner modules with the R120 and 104 tracks. Also, you'll notice that we have, as I've shown before, we've got these awesome tiles from Trix Bricks that we use for the tiles on all of our track up here on the main part of the layout. They have winter versions of those with snow on them, so I think that would look really cool. So looking into picking up a bunch of that winter-themed railway tie tiles so that we can use those on all the track that we have in this part of the layout here. And, as I mentioned, we'll be working in the connector module over here. So the switch that'll allow you to move in and out of the Winter Village area and into the small T junction over here, which is really the gateway to the rest of the lower layout. There's a few other interesting track modules that I'm looking at picking up from Trix Bricks. We'll talk more about those when they arrive, but I think this is going to look awesome. Other things that'll get figured out a little bit more as we start to move through this project. I would like some lighting underneath here for specifically the Winter Village. I've got a whole bunch of winter themed lampposts that would be nice to get worked into the layout here. We do need to figure out exactly how we want to power the modules and how to work that through all the MILS modules in this part of the layout in particular so that they can, have any torches, have any lampposts, have Christmas lights on buildings, etc., and have all of that powered in a nice way that probably feeds back over to this edge here. I'm guessing that's where we'll want to run the power to and from. We could also consider working our brick stuff railway signal lights into the track on this part of the layout. So lots of things to take care of here, but I think this is going to be a really fun project and one that should be fun to work through as we head towards the Christmas and in general the winter holiday season. Now, if you have any ideas or thoughts on things that we should try to include in this new part of the layout, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. I'll make sure to keep you guys up to date as this project progresses along. And, really should be a lot of fun with some interesting things to come as this part of the layout sort of develops and comes to fruition. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.